Welcome to Fueling Your Legacy, hosted by Samuel Knickerbocker. Each week, we expose the faulty foundational mindsets of the past and rebuild a new, stronger foundation essential in creating your legacy. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Welcome back to Fuel Your Legacy. This week, we have on for the schedule, Keith Crossley, and that's going to happen this Friday. Honestly, and this is no disrespect to any of my past guests, I promise, but I think hands down, this is my favorite episode that I've ever recorded in the history of Fuel Your Legacy, and it is this episode with Keith that's going to go live on Friday. So definitely stay tuned for that. There's tons and tons of insights, really getting into the nitty-gritty of the mind, how transformation happens, how you actually overcome some just negative thought processes, and then also how you reach that almost pure nirvana through meditation and identity and really honing down to who you are, what you represent, and how you want to interact with the world, to the point where you can ask yourself a very pointed question, which I'll let him talk about, and it will just change your whole entire life. So super, super, super pumped for that. On Wednesday, we're going to have a great book review. Today, we're going to be talking primarily about exactly that. How do you really identify your identity? How do you gain peace and confidence in yourself? And how do you find yourself? And so that's what we're going to be talking about. I want to give another shout out to the next few events that are happening and that we need to get registered for. So we've got October 16th and 17th, I believe, is going to be Strengthen Your World. So again, the number to text is 385-263-7699. You can get access to that event. Just type SYW and text that to the number 385-263-7699, and I will respond with a link where you can go get registered for that. I will be speaking there. Travis Brady is one that's hosting and putting on the event. I've been to, I believe, 3 now, and the first 2 I was a participant, and this last one I was able to speak at. Super, super pumped about speaking again. I love the opportunity to get in and help and serve and bless people's lives. But this one specifically is the first one I went to, and he does 3 different ones, one on finance, one on health, and then one on masculine and feminine energy. And given last week that's what we kind of were talking about, it kind of made sense, but it's going to be awesome. It's my favorite one. Something go with your wife, go with your maybe children, somebody that you want to build a stronger relationship with. You're struggling communicating, you're not quite understanding how to manage that relationship. This workshop is for you. It's 2 days of just pure joy, elation, happiness, and then a lot of emotions. You get to change a lot of the way that you think and believe, and also the way you interact with not just yourself, but with others. It's just an incredible, incredible event. I'm so excited to be there. And then the second one is going to be the Legacy and Wealth Workshop on November 2nd. I'm going to be hosting that. Travis will be speaking there as well. And then we've got a host, ironically, no. We've got a panelist, a panel there. We're going to have 5 panelists there speaking on different topics like health, how to monetize your mindset. They're going to be talking about fitness, how to share your message, and then protection, how to actually, from an attorney perspective, how to get proper wills, trust, things like that in place. I might sneeze, maybe. And that's going to be happening on November 2nd. And if you have questions about how to get the promo code and discount there, that would be fantastic. Just let me know. Again, text Legacy Wealth Workshop to the same number, 385-263-7699. With no more ado, we are going to jump right into this week's topic. I love it. Oh, man, it's so exciting. So for me, I want to share kind of an intimate experience of how I first found my identity. What was the process? What was the struggle? What did it look like? And how can other people kind of go through the similar process, right? Everybody's experience isn't going to be just like mine. I don't pretend it to be, but it's a process. It took multiple months, sometimes years. But when it comes down to when did I make the decision to change my life and change how I interacted with myself, with the world, with others. That is pinpointed down to a process of maybe 5 seconds of realization about where I was and what was really going on. And that's what I want to help everybody achieve. I'm gonna share with you my story and see if you connect with it. See if you feel inside yourself, hey, if I could accomplish that, how would my life shift entirely? So for me, I was living with my brother and sister-in-law, Joseph and Vanessa Knickerbocker, super excited and loved working with them. I was 17, 18 years old, and they had just had their first or second child, I believe. And I was rocking her to sleep and was reading this book called The Peace Giver, and written by, I believe, Darren Farrell. Could be wrong there, but awesome book. And it's kind of a story about a husband and a wife, and they weren't getting along. And then he has a kind of a vision or a dream of his grandpa coming back and talking to him. Now, I think part of why this was really emotionally and connected with me is because my idol, the person that I look up to and I believe has taught me so much about who I wanted to become and who I am now and what my gifts are, is my grandpa. And so I have that similar relationship for my grandpa. I can't say that I always acted in a way that lifted him up. I'm sure that some of my actions he would be not proud of. I'm not proud of some of my actions, right? I'm sure that happens with everybody. But I really had a lot of respect for him, and I didn't want to let my grandpa down. So that aspect, just walking into this book, already had some intrinsic meaning to me. And then during the process of the story, and they're going through, and there comes a point in the story where he's explaining a biblical story of David going through the desert as a vagabond. He'd been cast out of his kingdom, and he's going through with his men, and he sends ahead to this certain man and asks him, hey, I need some provisions for me and my men. And the guy's like, nope, don't have to, I'm not going to. And so David felt that he was justified of the Lord to go and kind of annihilate this man, his family, everything that he had, and just annihilate and take whatever he wanted, right? So that was his mindset. And what happens is this man had rejected David. His wife finds out what had happened. His wife is like, whoa, I don't want to die. My husband sometimes can be a little bit brash or rash, tactless. So she gathers everything that David asked for, brings it out, kneels before David and said, here, please answer my husband's sins on my head and take the provisions and let me deal with my husband. Okay, so this is a story that I'm reading, and I would suggest everybody go read the book. But for me at that moment, I realized that at one point or another, and I would say at every point in my life, I am all three of these individuals. I'm David, who feels justified in getting what I want, and I'm going to get what I want at all costs. I have felt like I was a certain man who rejected him. Like, hey, who are you to come and steal from me and demand stuff of me, right? So I felt justified in rejecting David. And then I've also been the wife at times where I realized that there's been an injustice or that somebody's done something that he was probably justified in, but I should really be the bigger person and go and be generous, loving, kind, and serve and kind of grow inside myself. And at every point in my life, to different people, I'm a different person in that story. And the irony in that for me was the realization, okay, there's literally no way to ever completely eliminate that, which means any time that I feel anger, pain, sadness, judgment, condemnation, justice, all those things, when I feel those feelings towards somebody else, ultimately, I'm ultimately feeling those towards myself because I'm also those individuals in a different relationship. I'm that place in a different relationship. When I finally could wrap my head around the fact that at every point in time, I am offending somebody. At every point in time, I am hurting somebody. At every point in time, I'm holding opinions, beliefs, and convictions that are contrary to what somebody else believes. And they might think that I'm the devil, just like there's other people who have beliefs that I don't necessarily agree with, right? At any point in time, I am all of those things to somebody else. Then rather than condemning, I was able to in an instant, shift my whole worldview to complete compassion and love for everybody, for all things, right? Now, do I still sometimes fall back into judgment, condemnation, justice? Absolutely, right? I'm not perfect. Nobody that I know is perfect. I wish I could say I knew somebody who was perfect. I don't know anybody who is, but I do know a lot of people striving for perfection. I do know a lot of people who really believe that they can accomplish something great in life. And most of the people who have really reached a level of peace and comfort in their life and found what I would say is their true identity, would define their identity as love. They've defined their identity as, hey, my purpose in life is to purely love others. Now, I'm going to share an experience from my mission as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I was out. And for those who don't understand kind of the culture of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have young individuals, anywhere from 18 to 21, go out and we teach people about Jesus Christ, and that's all we do. Like literally from 6:30 in the morning till 10 at night, we are either teaching, studying the gospel, or something. We're doing some form of service, and the intention is for us to be an extension of Jesus Christ. Our goal is to, when people see us, to recognize Jesus Christ in us. That's the objective. Now, I went most of my mission trying to achieve that, but really struggling. Well, there was a point where I had some hard news from home. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I was completely, for lack of a better, just lost. I was completely lost as to what I was doing, what my purpose was, what I was trying to accomplish. And I had some experiences where through a lot of prayer and meditation, I was able to return back to that experience I had before my mission, rocking my niece and reading The Peacegiver. Return back to that and say, okay, what is absolutely essential? What is the most important thing for me to be doing right now? And that was to simply love others, to treat everyone with love and respect, and to talk to them from my heart and my soul. And as I went through and did that, my whole focus shifted. And every night I would pray, and I would have this image of me giving up my shoes and stepping into the shoes of Christ. And as I did that, I would just feel complete peace and confidence and love for all those that I came in contact with. And it was just like it was like I was high or just on another planet of just recognizing only the good in people. I only saw the good in people. And when you come to that type of position and have that experience, for whatever reason or however you want to define it, it's an unreal experience. It's purely ecstasy, right? It's just the best possible feeling that you can ever imagine, is pure love for everybody and everything in life. And I went through this process where at the end of the day, I would then again pray and meditate and trade shoes back. And I would instantly, when I would put on my new shoes in my meditation, I would feel the pain, I would feel the sorrow, but ironically, it was get less and less every day. And after a period of about 6 to 7 months, my pain actually went completely away. And rather than having to feel all of the anguish and pain myself for those 6 weeks, I got to live in a state of complete love, peace, joy, fulfillment, service, all those things. That's what I experienced all through the day. And then at the nighttime, I got to appreciate the contrast of healing. And that process for me of really identifying my identity and my purpose in life was magical. And all I could hope is that for others and for you listening to this, that you are able to experience a similar thing, a similar experience where you are able to eventually identify exactly who you are, exactly what your purpose is, exactly what you were sent here to accomplish. And I believe that that's possible. In fact, I know that that's possible for you, and I'm excited for you to accomplish that. And as I mentioned, the two events that are happening at I mentioned them at the beginning of this podcast, those really, really move the needle for a lot of people. They really help people identify their identity, identify who they are, how they communicate, how they can increase better, healthier communication amongst them and their peers. all of those things, they're essential in life. And that's what I hope for each of us, that we can all accomplish through attending events, getting mentorship, getting coaches, reading books, all those things. So I'm gonna really briefly again go over the number to text and then the codes to text in to get access to that event. So the first one is the Strengthen Your World event. What you need to text in is SYW. Again, that's SYW. Just put them all together and lowercase. Text that into the number 385-263-7699. And then the second event, which is called Legacy and Wealth Workshop, where we're going to really dive into and help heal your relationship with money and with purpose and legacy, and help you create a meaningful legacy with your gifts of what you're here to do. That's different than mine. It's different than Travis's. It's different than any of the panelists. We all have a different purpose here, but we do want to help you identify and really share your purpose and your gifts here. So then what you're going to text in there is a Legacy Wealth Workshop. 3 words all combined together, no spaces. Legacy Wealth Workshop. You're going to text that into the same number, 385-263-7699, and I will be able to get you registered for that event through that link as well. So really, really super looking forward to it. Excited, super excited to, and really blessed to have all these opportunities to meet with people and to be able to share my thoughts with you. But with that being said, this week is going to be dynamite. Please tune in Friday for Keith Crossley. I honestly, it's my favorite podcast I've ever recorded, and it went a little long. I will not lie, but I just let it go because I couldn't stop talking. I was so, it wasn't me talking. I was listening to Keith, but it was absolutely just invigorating of the conversation that was going on. So with that being said, we'll look forward to those events, and we'll catch you next time on Fuel Your Legacy. Thanks for joining us today. If what you heard resonated with you, please like, comment, and share on social media. Tag me so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. And thanks to all those who have left a review. It helps spread the message of what it really takes to build a legacy that lasts. Catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy.